Welcome to Collectors of the Coast. I am Cash. Today we're going to have a chat about Kaldheim, more specifically the singles in it, and how I think it's going to age. Yeah, just kind of relative. I'm going to talk about some cards that I think are really good and some cards that I think may be a little overvalued or undervalued. So, first thing, which has been news before I get into this, there has been some videos of God boxes on the internet. And I think it's a really good idea, I guess, by Collectors of the Coast, or sorry, not Collectors of the Coast, Wizards of the Coast, talking my own channel. I think it's an interesting idea that they've done this. Certainly from a selling standpoint, people get really excited about this kind of thing and the chance that they're going to get it. And it's one of those things that will drive up sales. There's no question. People that were not buying boxes are now buying boxes, are interested in cracking packs to see if they can get one of these God kind of boxes. If you are not familiar with the term, basically the idea of a God box is there's now been, I think, confirmation of collectors and regular boxes of this. And basically there's a God in every single pack of the box, which is just kind of cool. I mean, some of the gods in this set are rares, and we can talk about that. But still, I mean, that's you've now got a box that's probably worth, I don't know, let's say you get $300-400 worth of value out of the box compared to some boxes where, you might get 50. So really interesting that that's happened. I'm assuming it's on purpose, but on their part, I don't know if they'll come out and say it or not, or if they have. I'm just going to say people be careful, because I'm not sure there's a lot of them. Like they might have put out, they might have put out 100 of them, but your odds of getting that box are really, I believe, are really low. And it's like, I mean, anytime you open a pack, it is a little bit like the lottery, but odds are you're not getting that box. So if you think about, maybe just your odds versus getting it, I don't know if it's all of a sudden, if you weren't going to buy a box, I don't think it's worth it all of a sudden to go buy a box on the outside chance that you're going to get some special box that's just more valuable. We're not talking like it's going to be $1 million box. They didn't throw a Black Lotus in there. They threw some gods in there that are, worth somewhere between $1 and say $20 or $30, I guess, on the market. So we're gonna get into some cards from the set itself. So first, I wanted to talk about some cards that are kind of the best of the set. Why I think that these boxes are not going to age maybe terribly well in the midterm. I do think Kaldheim is a fairly decent set overall. I don't think it's one of the weak. I don't think it's, certainly going back to what would be one, maybe Born of the Gods, where there's just not a lot in the boxes, or Gate Crash or something like that, where I think those are pretty weak products overall. I don't think this is that bad of a product. Certainly the Snow Lands and stuff and the Snow Duels give it just a little bit of value in the packs anyways. So that is nice. Overall, I see quite a few good playable cards. I don't see a ton of home runs, though. And that's, if I just think back to Commander Legends, I know Commander Legends was not a standard set, but if you just look at what's in those packs from a home run standpoint, where you've got, 3-4 cards that are over $50 and some pushing 100, I don't see that in this. The only card that really is of that ilk is Vorinclex, and Vorinclex is fantastic. Dash opened one of them, and he played him in a draft. He only got him on the board one time out of the 3 games we played, thankfully. But that haste and all of his abilities, basically having him as a doubling season on the board, he's awesome. And he's right now, he's sitting around $40. I'm talking American prices. I know this is a Canadian channel, but I'm going to do everything in American prices for this video. And he's sitting around $40. And he could be 60. He really is. Like, he's good. He's really, really good. And not even just really good. He is great. He is definitely the best card of the set, in my opinion. There's no reason why he shouldn't go up. I just don't see him going below $30 ever. He's just too good for that. So other cards in the set, and this is, usually in these sets, things kind of calm down over time, and you'll see most of the cards go down, and a couple of cards that people underrated at the beginning go up. The next one on the list is Valky, and Valky is really good. He's got good abilities. The fact that he's the flips or whatever is good into Tybalt, but he's just good. I don't think he's as good as people are putting him. Right now, he sits on the price list I was looking at that I'm doing this video on at $31 as the second best card. I don't think he's a $31 card. I see this as at best like a $20 card. So I'm expecting this card to retract reasonably fast, especially as more inventory gets out on the marketplace. I think he's going to be a $15 to $20 card. Not that that's a bad card. That's a fantastic card. You can build a deck around $15, $20 cards. There's no question and do well. I just don't think he's as good as his price point. Next one on the list on here was Goldspan Dragon, which was around $16, which is again a great card. And you know what, at $16, I think it's actually not badly priced. I think it's a $10 to $20 card. I don't see it as a $5 card, so good on you. I'm happy to get that in a deck. Lots of decks are going to play it. Fantastic. Might even go up a little bit. Odds are it's probably going to settle down a few dollars. Really good card. Fourth best on the list right now is the Sika, and a Sika is fantastic. And again, probably a $10+ card. I don't think it's a $30 card, but probably a $10+ card. I'm not really sure where this one's actually going to fall over time. This one is one that I do think could go down a bit once the kind of just the fun of drafting them and getting the people who want them, get them into their collection. I wouldn't be surprised if this one actually, I do think it's a good card, but I wouldn't be surprised if it settled into like a $7, $8 range in the set. Hey, I could be wrong. Maybe it'll fly up and it'll be the surprise card. So next one is Turgid, and again, I think Turgid's good. I think it's a $10 card, but around there. So interestingly enough, so the problem that I see with this set is that a couple cards are really good, and then it's just there's a bunch of like good cards, but not, I would say, like game breaking or amazing cards. Tyver Kell is the next one on the list. He's kind of like tied for fifth. And I just don't think he's that good. I think he's a nice elf. He's an elf sort of commander or whatever, or elf planeswalker, which is the first one, so he's really unique. But I don't think elves needed him. I don't think he makes elves so much better that you even have to include. I don't think he's an auto-include. I think he's a borderline auto-include into elf decks. Commander, you probably include him because he's kind of cool. He's a planeswalker. He's better than some. But I just don't think he's that amazing. So maybe I'll be wrong, and a month from now he'll be $30. But I think he's a $6 card, $5 card max. I think he's going to tank hard in price, especially the regular version. Maybe the box topper version stays up around $25, $30. But I just don't see Tyver holding it. Next one I got is Valkyrie. Valkyrie's really good, and I do think this card is priced right, and it might even go up a bit. And so I'm going to put my thing that this card was a little underrated off the go. It has went up a bit from the early price lists. And I think it might be a $15 card. It's at around 10 right now. I do think this card is not going to sink under. Just think it's a really good sleeper card. Next one is Varagoth, $10, just over $10. Again, I think this one's going to sink under 10. The next one is the World Tree. Again, I think it's a good card. It's an interesting card to play, but I wouldn't be surprised if this sinks down a few dollars. And then Mystic Reflection, which is kind of on its way up. So it's hard to say what Mystic Reflection is going to be. I think it's actually about right now, around $10. I don't think it's a $20 card. But I think it's about right. I think it's going to kind of hover between like 9 and 12, or 8 and 12 maybe. And I think that's about right for it. It's a good card. So when it's all said and done of those cards, I just think probably maybe 4 of them are gonna sink, and so that's a problem when we're talking. And we're talking right now. We're talking about a $1.50 drop to the next card on the list, and about a $2 drop down to the 12th card on the list, and that's out of the gate. And a lot of the sets coming out of the gate, you'll see 20, 25 cards over $10, and I just don't see that with the set, and that's kind of concerning for me. From buying a regular draft booster box or maybe even a set booster box at the price. So I see the draft booster boxes are probably going to sit on shelves. And I suspect we're going to see them go down, which has been fairly the norm anyways. but I wonder how they're going to, if stores are going to be able to get rid of them after this week. So the next one's on the list, so the next kind of part of my list, I've got 10 or 9 or 10 cards that I think are good, and they could be cards that could go up over $10. Like I do think they're good enough that we could see them go up. There's various reasons why they maybe won't. So the first one is Helvar. Helvar's the next one on the list. He's the 11th. Helvar's really good, and I actually think Helvar's equipment side of him is enough that he could well go up into that $12 to $15 range. That equipment's real good. 2 casting cost equipment that you can equip for cheap. Basically makes your creatures unkillable. I mean, you can still exile them, I guess, but unkillable. That's real good. And even the Helvar side is good as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if Helvar goes up. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll go way down, but I just don't see it. He seems really good to me. Orvar, again, kind of the same thing with Orvar. Orvar is good. I think he's rare. Not looking at him right now. So Orvar, I believe, is rare, so he will be fairly common. I don't see a ton of them to go up, but again, it wouldn't surprise me. He's certainly good enough. Lots of people are playing him and testing him out right now. It's just got to take for one person to break him, and then all of a sudden you'll see him go up into the $12, $15 range. So Tybalt's Trickery. So now this is one that at the beginning I thought was really undervalued. I just see it as a spell that a lot of people are going to want to have in decks. It's a little bit of it's back to Red's unpredictability. Unpredictability? Is that right? Unpredictability? Anyways, it's back to Red's unpredictability, and having a red counter spell is just something there's just not a lot of out there. When I see the full art, I see people speculating on the full art box topper version of them. I've seen a couple people speculating, trying to get it as soon as it comes out. And I think that means something for the spell. And I think this is kind of like, what's the one from Commander Legends? The no casting cost one from Commander Legends for red. I see this like that. Would not surprise me. It's around $8 right now. Just wouldn't surprise me if a regular one goes up. I don't see it as a $30 card, but certainly could it hit $15? I think absolutely it could. And it's been on its way up. So a couple others, Kaya. Kaya's only about $5.50 right now, and she is a really good planeswalker. If you're playing Orzhov colors, she is fantastic, and the abilities, just like her normal ability is not bad. Her zero ability is good, and her plus, I think it's -6 ability, is fantastic. Takes you a little bit to get it, but she seems like one of the better planeswalkers. I certainly think she's a better planeswalker than Tyver Kell, and he's twice the price right now. So I'm going to go on record and say that I see her as more than him in a month from now. Once people have kind of lost the thing. I know elves are kind of a thing right now, but I just don't think I don't see it. I just don't see it. So the next one is Doomscar. Now Doomscar is not very much at all right now, and Doomscar is basically a 3 casting cost Wrath of God. And I find it insane that this is not a $10 card. I mean, I came up in the time when, I came up back in, when did I start? I started around Invasion or whatever. I remember when 7th edition came out, Wrath of God was over $20. And so it was just kind of a given Wrath of God was over $20. And it still might be the best. I mean, there's all kinds of kill spells now, mass clearing spells from white. But it's still, for 4, that was a great deal. And even so today, we're seeing some of the older copies of Wrath of God going up. Doomscar does it for 3 mana. I mean, what can you say? You get a board wipe for 3 mana. I mean, that's unheard of. That something that destroys everything on the board for 3 mana. So, just see this as something that people are gonna, as they play, are going to appreciate, and he'll go up. So Eradicator Valkyrie's been going down, 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 and I don't see how it is. It's around $5 right now. Again, seems like a card that should go up. I don't know if it's a $15 card, but it seems like it shouldn't only be $5 even. I feel like if you were like investing in cards, maybe you buy 20 of these things at $5 and you sell them for $7-8 because I feel like it's got a good chance of going up. Okay, so 2 more. In Search of Greatness. Some people have been speculating on it. Some people don't think it's that good. I think it could be busted. So all the more for that. I don't have the price in front of me. I think it was $4 or $5. again, a card that could go up. So the last one on my list for cards that are kind of in that price range that I think could go up is Realm Walker. And Realm Walker is fantastic. I don't hear anyone arguing that. I'm guessing the reason it's around $4 or $5 is because it's the promo. There'll be lots of inventory out there. So if it wasn't a promo and it was put at Mythic, I think there's no question it'd be over $10. But because it's, I think, a rare and it's put in as a promo, I think that's the only reason holding it back. Once some of that inventory sort of slides through, don't be surprised if that card pops up from about I think it was like $4.92 or something like that, up to maybe $7, $8 once some of the inventory slides through. But it's a fantastic card. Not one of those that certainly, if they don't reprint it right away, it could be $15 at some point because it is so good. So, my last kind of part I wanted to talk about, just really quickly, some cards that are kind of around $1 or less that I think have a chance of doubling or tripling in value. We've played some drafts, we've done some stuff with the set, and I just think a few of them are kind of a little bit busted, and I just don't see a reason why they couldn't go up. So first one is Magda. Magda, it's just so busted with the treasures, and I don't see how in an aggressive deck how this couldn't be a $5 card. It's $1.24 on the list right now. It seems better than a dollar card. That's all there is to it. It has so much you can do with it. Mana acceleration. It just seems like it's too good for $1. So next one is Blood on the Snow. Blood on the Snow, not as good as its contemporary, but it's a black destroy all card where you have the option to kill planeswalkers or creatures. Having that ability, if it costs $5, maybe it's a $10 card. Because it costs $6, maybe, I don't know if that's what's holding it back. But it's pretty good card, and you get something back for it as well. So $1.44 on my price list right now, and I see it as a card that should be $5. So Blood on the Snow, if you're looking to buy some copies, that would be one I would consider. Tundra Fumarole. So Tundra Fumarole, red kill spell. Basically, you pay 2 red and a colorless. You do 4 damage to a creature or planeswalker, and you get whatever snow mana you paid, you get that back in colorless mana. So basically, almost a free spell that does 4 damage to target creature or player. That is like mad value. The right now the regular is going for 50 cents. It seems too good for 50 cents. So I see this as a $1 or $2 card. Maybe up to as high as $3. Might be worth taking a run on to see if you can get some value out of it right now, because I think it's a little bit low. I think the full art was 50 cents and the regular is like 34 cents. So it seems better than a bulk rare to me. So something I would consider. So the last one, actually a couple more. So the second last one is the Trickster God, and the reason I have this on my list. This is complete bias on my part. I played it in my draft. It was really good for me. I think that ability to exchange control of 2 creatures, as well as the life, as well as taking your opponent's best permanent and exchanging it for your worst, is fantastic. Getting all 3 of those things for 4, and in a kind of control blue-black strategy, it's good. And it's 26 cents right now. It's an uncommon, but there's no reason why this isn't a 50 cent to $1, maybe a 99-cent uncommon. So that's one that I just think over time has a good chance of going up as people play it. I think it could be played in more than just standard or draft. I think it's got some value in there. You can give somebody some crappy artifact and take their soul ring on the second use of it, or take their mocks if you have lots of money. Give them your crap and keep the good stuff. That's what I'm all about. So it also takes me back to one of my favorite cards from, I think it was like Odyssey, I want to say, which is Cultural Exchange, which allows you to exchange your creatures for your opponent's creatures, however many you want. And it just always was a card that's a favorite of mine. So got a special part in my heart, and so I will say that one. So last one is Vega. Now, I played Vega as my commander in sort of our modified draft. And Vega was awesome. And that ability to draw cards, I just see Vega as a great commander. 50 cents for the full art version, 34 cents for the regular. Uh, I can't say enough about Vega. I mean, Vega's cost 3, but now anytime you cast a spell from your graveyard, from exile, from face down count. I don't know if face down counts. From for telecard, you get to draw a card. You draw mad cards with him. There are so many ways in control decks that you can absolutely slaughter the board by playing spells with this. Not just in Kaldheim, but in a broader range when you're playing things from the graveyard or for flashback or any of the different ways that they've come up with over the years that you can play spells. So can't say enough for them. 34 cents for the regular, 50 for the extended art, which is beautiful. I just don't see a reason why this is a really nice commander, folks. I don't see a reason why this isn't a $1 to $2 card in his extended art, maybe $3-4 over time. I know he's pretty common to pull right now, but this is a real good commander. I see it getting played quite a bit over time and becoming a popular one. So anyways, that's what I got to say for today. I hope you all buy your $500,000 Black Lotuses, which of course was kind of part of the news of the week. That was crazy. Hard to believe. Wish I would have bought that card when I started playing. For probably would have been maybe $1,000 or something. 500,000 now. Mistakes. Anyways, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video, found something useful out of it. Have a magical day. Thank you for watching Collectors of the Coast. Please subscribe and like below. If you like our content, please consider becoming a patron. Patrons help us grow the channel, and I'll get great deals and more. Check us out on Discord if you'd like to become a part of the community. The information to join the Discord is in the description below.